Hi, here we are. Well, I do believe I figured this out, and it's gonna be a little weird. Um, but I found out that if that I can get these fairly big if I remove the third one and highlight the other two, and I can do that. And then you're going to be able to see what I'm doing, and you'll have a full on view and you'll have a close up view, both at the same time. I hope that doesn't mess you up something fierce trying to watch that, but it's the best I can do for right now. So we're going to give that a try. But first, I wanted to just say hi and chit chat for a few minutes because that's what we do. Um, what we're going to do tonight. Let's see. Do I have comments? I hope I have comments on. Yes, I do. Okay. Hi, Linda. Yes, I do have comments on. There we go. Um, so the first thing I'm going to do tonight, we're going to do a Christmas card again. Actually, we're going to do two Christmas cards, but I'm going to show you some other stuff too that is really cool. I do apologize to anyone who is on my demonstrator team because this is going to be something you're already familiar with. You already know pretty much about it, but I need to show it to anybody who's a customer of mine because I think this is great. It's one of the best things Stampin' Up! Has come up with for a long time, and I'm going to make some cards with it. But I'm going to wait. Hi, Carol. I'm going to wait. I'm going to start the other ones first. And, I'm thinking about some things that I can actually tell you about. And I know that you get ideas from Pinterest. You go out onto Pinterest, you go to Facebook, you find some ideas there. And you can go to Stampin' Up too. They have a lot of ideas out there on their website. And the catalogs are the best. I think the catalogs are the best source of ideas. And the first card that I'm doing is the one or very, very similar. What I usually do when I copy something like this is I will find something. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. This card, something sort of close to it, is what I'm doing this time. But I will find a card that I like. And I'll tell you what, from day one, when I first got this catalog, I absolutely loved this card. So I knew that I wanted to try and copy it. And I know, Carol, you were at a demonstration where I pretty much did a copy of this card. But I'm going to show everybody else that same thing tonight. So that's going to be my first little thing. The second thing is with I'm going to get into it, the framed florets. Now, I got to show you this. Stampin' Up came up with this, and they do this every year before another new catalog is ready to come out. Okay, we're doing Christmas cards now because you need to make your cards if you're going to be sending out cards that you make, right? You have to get on it. So Christmas cards are now. And so people will stop buying Christmas related things come Thanksgiving, November, the end of November. So new stuff needs to come out. So there will be a new mini catalog and celebration coming out in the beginning of next year, January. There will be a January to June mini catalog coming out that will have your Valentine's Day and spring and bright colors and all that neat stuff in it. So as an intro to that, what they did is they came out with this suite of products called framed florets. And that is actually available now for purchase, the whole suite. And here's how this is going to work. This is the stamp set, framed florets. Okay, this is the stamp set. Has a lot of flowers, and it's a perfect all occasion stamp set. It really is. And I can show you what I'm talking about in just a second. To go with that, there's dies. I have a mess of these dies. I've really made a mess out of them because I'm using them like crazy. I mean, I am just using the heck out of these dies. What it is it's a couple of frames, as you can see, and it has flowers and it has leaves. Well, I'm just using these like crazy. Carol, you'll be seeing a lot more of this. Actually, everybody, you're all going to be seeing a lot more of this because I just love it. I love it. And so I'm using it like crazy right now. So with the suite, well, right now with the suite, you get there's paper and everything else, but this is a bundle. Frame florets, stamp set, and dies. Okay, that is a bundle. The suite includes right now framed and festive. Look at the sayings on this. It's perfect for Christmas. I mean, it just got has everything that you could possibly need for Christmas. And it's only going to be available to the end of the year. It's not going to be available with this stuff. This stuff is going into the new catalog. This is not. So this is available to the end of the year or while supplies last. If they sell out of it, it's gone. And here's the piece de resistance, the best. This is the designer series paper that goes with that suite. It has some of the prettiest colors, and there's some Christmassy looking stuff. There's some, I just won't get rid of that. bright, bright colors, flowers. This is the Christmassy one. I just love this paper. It's so pretty and very, very, very versatile. So that comes with the suite. Now, what I'm going to show you is how I said you could put this together as a. Uh-oh, I'm out of room. I am officially out of room. Okay, I said you could put this together in all. Okay, look, I'm sinking off to the side, and I'm gonna just like turn this off pretty soon. Honest, I am, and I'm gonna show you how to make a card. But we're gonna make this card tonight out of that set. Okay, that's your Christmas card. There's a get well card, and that one you do need the get well wishes too. There's a sympathy card, a thank you card, and I made 2 birthday cards. I mean this set. This is all this set. These frames. The first thing I did when I got this set is that, and I looked at the designer series paper, and they always tell you on the designer series paper in the packs what colors go with it. So I just started cutting these ovals out of and the frames, the different frames out of all the different colors that they said went with it. And I cut out some of the I die cut. These are die cut. These flowers are die cut. These are not. I fussy cut those. So some of the paper you can fussy cut, some you can die cut. I mean, there's so many things you can do with it. I just really, really like this set. So that is my all occasion cards, and we're going to make the Christmas card in a few minutes. So right now, I am going to turn off my, I think, yeah, there. Now we have a nice, let me just make sure that I can do this. Yes, I can. Hi, Susie. Oh, last week I forgot to pull a name. This week I have everybody's names in here that I talked to last week and this week. So I got a bunch of names here because there were a bunch of people that made comments last week and then I didn't pull a name. And I know there's some people that are not going to be here tonight. So I'm going to just put everybody's name in here and pull out Linda. Believe it or not, I pulled your name. See, Linda. Okay, so Linda gets tonight's card, or one of tonight's cards. It's going to be a couple of them. So the first one, you're going to love this one, I think. The first one is going to be the one, and Carol, you've already seen this one, that's in the mini catalog with the brightest glow set. And I like that set too because it just has so many pretty things to do with it. And it doesn't use a whole lot of stuff, but you'll see. So let me know what you guys think about the way this camera layout goes. I think this one's better than it was in the past. It's a little bit close up here, and then you have the full everything there. On the other hand, it could be distracting. If it's distracting, let me know. Oh, Linda, how, Carol. Okay, so we're going to do the Christmas lights card, which is the front of the catalog. We're going to start this one with a card base cherry cobbler, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Okay, so we're ready. We got that one, our standard. I'll tell you what, my desk is such a mess right now. I can't find a bone folder. Isn't that awful? I must have 6 of them floating around somewhere. There it is. Okay. Okay, so 4.25. There we go. You like this layout? Okay, good. I last week was a little jumbled. It didn't work so good, but this one I like that you can get close up, and I can put the measurements here. Which these are the measurements for the next card. These are not for this card. This one I don't have a whole lot of measurements because there's not really a whole lot to it. It's just pretty. This is just a pretty card. So we're going to take a strip because our card is 5.25 across. Oops, now we're going to start with this. Now this is my spreckle paper. It's 4 by 5.25. That is just it's just copy paper that has spreckles in it, and I use it a lot when you can't see the background, which in this one you're not going to see that at all. I also use it for the inside of my cards because it's a good heavy weight. It stamps nice, it takes the ink, it doesn't smear the ink, it's cheaper, and I kind of like the look. It's just a little bit of an off white, and then it just has those little, you can see the little spreckles in it. Can you see them? I was hoping to get rid of some of these shadows because I have an extra little light going on here, but I still see shadows. Oh well, anyway, we're going to start with this. I'm using this paper. This is Lights Aglow Designer Series paper, 6x6, 48 sheets to a pack. Cool paper. I think this would be good for New Year's if you do a New Year's party. It's great for it just has it has the stars and it has a lot of snowflakes, and so it's a really good Christmas paper. But it would be good for a lot of other things too. Just wanted to show you that quick. I love that paper. I really do like that paper a lot. So I just cut a small piece of that. It is let me see, 1.5 by 5.25. So everything, this piece here is 5.25 wide. It's 4 inches tall by 5.25 wide. So everything is going to be 5.25. So we're going to glue this cherry. We're going to glue this down. Susie, I'm afraid this is going to be a lot of repeats today. The next library is the second Thursday. And that reminds me. I'm glad you reminded me, Linda. The next library, she asked if I would do 2 to 5 instead of 1 to 4 because it seemed like there was always somebody else trying to have meetings in there at 1 o'clock. And by 2 o'clock, they're usually out of there. So she asked if I would start at 2 to 5. So I'm going to try it 2 to 5 this time. And if it's a problem, I'll go back to I'll just tell her no, that doesn't work. So 1 to 4 is better. But this way, too, if there's anybody that are teachers, they would be able to come just, join us toward the end. So we'll try the 2 to 5, see how that goes. It is second Thursday. I'm not sure of the date. Oh, I have a calendar right in front of me. Why don't I look? The 10th of November. And then the 11th, I'm going to be going to Pittsburgh to On Stage. Susie's going to that also. That is the 11th and 12th. That's the big party that Stampin' Up has to celebrate the year because their year ended September 30th. And the new catalog is given to us. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of rah-rah and a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, this paper here was a free paper from the Celebration catalog. Once again, I'm cutting this at 5 1/4. This is going to be 2 inches. So 5 1/4, cut across. And then 2 inches this way. And that gets glued at the top. And then we have a strip right in the middle. This is 1 inch by 5 1/4 of gold sparkle paper. Now, you know how I like my glitter, so this is just fine with me. But if you don't like so much glitter, you could take a solid piece of like maybe the cherry cobbler or something like that and put it in the middle. But I love the glitter, so that suits me just fine. So the next thing we're going to do, I already cut out all the trees that I need. What I did, it's here. Linda, I need to write down that you were winning this. So that, because I've been terrible with that. I have Beth's over here yet. I'm going to see her Saturday, I guess, so I can give that to her. I'm glad I don't have any Halloween ones left. They would be a little late. How was everybody's Halloween? Hi, Connie. No problem. Not a good time for you, Carol. You mean the 2 to 5? Well, I mean, you guys are always done. Like you come in at 1 and usually done by 3 anyway. So I figured if you come in at 2, you'll be done by 4 at the latest. I hope that works out. If it doesn't, like I said, I'll go back to doing it the other way because I don't want to have you guys get messed up. because they can't. I've just been hearing things about how the township things are going on there, and I don't want to get involved. It's politics. I don't want to get involved in it. Okay, so the next thing we do, I have the trees. Um, this is the lights aglow, labels aglow dies. No, lights aglow. Let me just make sure I'm saying this and Ugh, I have too many stamp sets at the moment. I can't find anything. Huh. I don't seem to have the lights aglow very close. Oh, but I could just look in the catalog and tell you what it is, right? Silly me. We're going to use, it is lights aglow. We are going to use this. We're going to make some other cards with these, with the lights aglow and the paper. Birthday cards, believe it or not, just because, okay, it's called Christmas lights and it has the tree dies and they are, do I have it handy? I do. It's right here. So you can see what the Christmas lights stamps look like. And there's the die. And now you can cut just a tree, which is what this is, or you can cut the tree with all the stars and holes and things, which is what this is. The stars, I'm taking notice, the stars did not cut out on this. And I did use that die, and I just didn't cut out. So I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I like it the way it did. Okay, so I cut a gold one solid, and then I put that down first. Oh, okay, Linda, yeah, I can do that. Put the gold down first and then put the gold on. No, don't do that. Don't listen to me at all. We're putting these two down first. So I used that designer series paper that I just showed you. I cut out a whole bunch of trees randomly, all different colors, all different, yeah, different combinations and stuff. And then I just picked two and put them together here. So what I'm going to do, glue the trees in the end. And you can pick a side. That one's kind of pretty on that side too. But yeah, I like this. I like this one too. Okay, so we're good here. And just glue those down. And glue them as close to the end as you can get them. Because then you're going to take this guy and put it in the middle. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put glue on the green one. See, there's a little edge cut off of the gold there. That's just because I screwed up. And it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see that anyway. This is going to cover that. I'm offsetting it when I lay it down just a little bit so that you can really see the gold up higher. So see how I put little dots all over this? And I put it, I set up higher, but I put it down lower. And let that sit and dry for a minute or two. What I like to do when I'm trying to let something go dry like that is I put blocks on top of it to weigh it down. And while that's drying, I have a tag which has also been cut out. Same dies, the Christmas Christmas lights dies. And I'm using if I ever get these tags apart, I'm just going to stamp the season's greetings on that. And I'm going to use real red, which I put I have all sorts of things, all sorts of places these days because I'm getting ready for 5 different events. And so things are just all over. But it doesn't matter. I know where they are. I can find them. So I'm okay. I just re-inked all these pads because they were all getting a little funky. I did something stupid though. I could give you this little hint. Okay, when you re-ink your pads, write the date that you did it on the back because that way, and I use a Sharpie to do that. I had my Night of Navy. I re-inked that at some point in time and did not write the date on the back. So today I'm re-inking all these different pads because they are starting to get kind of blah, dry. And so I start re-inking them, and they get a little juicy when you first re-ink them. So you have to kind of watch how you stamp that you don't get too aggressive. Because if you do get too aggressive, you're gonna have ink everywhere. So I try to mark them that the dates that I re-inked them. Well, I didn't do that with the Night of Navy, and I re-inked it, and oh my gosh, I must have re-inked it some other time, really recently, actually, and what a mess that made. I had blue ink. I mean, like the thing that I stamped with it then, blue ink everywhere. Oh, what a mess! What a mess! So yeah, date your re-inkers when you do it. And a lot of people don't bother buying the re-inkers, but I'll tell you what, whenever I buy a stamp pad, I buy the re-inker right away. And I do use them and they last really, really long. I mean, like they're just little bottles and they really do last for a long time. But you'll find that some inks, like my Night of Navy, I'll go through that. I'll need a couple more of these. And the Memento Black, I re-ink those a lot. So, I mean, I go through a lot of that ink and I go through those pads too because I do use them a lot. Okay, enough of that. Another thing I want to show you, we're going to use this ribbon. And I know I showed you this before, but I'm going to show you again because I think this is a really cool tip. Um, I decided that I don't want this color ribbon. I want to put some, oh, I don't know, cherry cobbler ribbon on today. So I'm going to take my light cherry cobbler blender pen. I am going to, I only want to bow with this. I'm not going to wrap it around anything or anything, so I can just cut it off. I'm going to take it and I'm going to just go over it with the paintbrush tip, right on up one side, down the other. Yeah, you could just use red ribbon, but where's the fun in that? No, this is, I mean, if you're using an off the wall color that you don't happen to have in ribbon, and I do have that happen frequently actually, that I'm doing something and I go, oh man, I wish I had a piece of ribbon that color. Well, this is how you do it. And so I've got like 5 spools of this ribbon just so that I can do that. And I'm going to just tie a big floppy bow with that after it dries, which it's pretty dry now. And I might tie a big floppy bow on it if I can get it. Never fails. I can tie 16 bows in a row and they come out gorgeous. And then I go live, forget it. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, what I want to do with this, though, I do have a pair of scissors just for cutting ribbon. There they are. And they have ribbon on the handle, so I know that these are the ones. That was both sides. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take my tree now and I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. I didn't hear anything from Karen. I think Karen had surgery this week. But then it's also a big baseball week. In fact, I guess there's a game starting any minute now. So I don't know what's happening there. I'm going to show you something else that I just can't ever make up my mind if I want to do it or not. But I had Stampin' Up came out with this pearlized enamel effects. And they have it in red, and I'm really tempted to use the red on this tree, but I'm really tempted not to. Okay, it's pretty pink looking. Maybe not. It's drying nicer. Here's the thing. I would have to put everything together before I start putting that on. Okay, I'm going to put the Season's Greeting on dimensionals on the ends. I'm going to glue dot the bow down. And after I have all that done, then I'm going to go in with the pearlized effects and put a couple of little red balls. Actually, I might just, let me see. This comes in white, red, and black. And I think I might just put white ones on instead of red. So it comes 3 in a pack like this. And that's just a really gunky liquid. What was supposed to be last Thursday? I lost something there. Sorry, Linda. I just saw it was supposed to be last Thursday. That's what she said at drums last week. What? Linda, you lost us. Oh, my God. Daylight savings time. Oh, Karen's surgery. Okay. It was supposed to be last Thursday. So that means she must still be laid up. I didn't hear anything from her over the weekend, and I thought she was going to. maybe call into our Zoom call. Well, that's good to know anyway. I hope everything went okay. Okay, I'm going to stick this sucker down here and I'm just going to put this over top of the bow some, but I want some of it sticking out too, so it's kind of like trailing there, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to just put a couple of little white balls on this tree with these effects. And that is really kind of pretty. So this comes in red, black, and white. I think that's black and not silver. Yeah, that's definitely black. It's just that it's very, I mean, I saw Lisa used it on something and it really looked cool. She used it on a pumpkin and it came out pretty nice. So I do know that they take a little bit to dry. And if you touch them, see, I have a wet one there. You touch them before they're dry, they're going to get really smutsy. So, and that's a technical term. So, smutsy, yes. So I'm going to actually stick a piece of tape over that so I don't stick anything else in it. I was going to wait and see how long it took to dry, but I don't want to do that. And there's my card essentially, except I'm going to glue this onto that background. So that gives it a frame, which makes it really look nice. And I'm going to stick that on with my now, the only thing you have to watch out for when you do this is if you set this tree, oh shoot, if you set this tree up a little high, you have to make sure that that point is not going to obstruct the envelope. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside to dry. And then I'm going to put something on the inside. I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use that card, the Spreckle cardstock. And this Brightest Glow stamp set has some of the really nicest sayings for, sentiments to put inside. And they're usually things about light and shining. So I like this one that says, hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. There it is. So I'm going to use that on here. Why did I put that red away again? There's that. Now, I've been putting, I like some kind of little like greenery or something on the inside of my cards. So I've been using, oh, where is it? There it is, decorated with happiness. Excuse me. Just has a little green thing here. And it seems to be my go-to right now. I just seem to be using it quite a bit for this. And what I do with that then is I take, I'm going to use, right now I'm using garden green. Stamp it twice, once full, and then just like you're stamping off, stamp a shadow. I just like the way that looks. Oh, and there I am holding it upside down again. See, you get the idea. And that is going to get glued inside my card. As soon as these thingies here dry, I'm going to give them a few minutes to dry. December 10th is the Governor Mifflin craft show. December 3rd, I'm also doing a craft show at the Hair Studio on Penn Avenue in Robisonia. This is going to be a pretty small craft show, but it's nice. It's the hairdressers that work there and some of their clients, and they invited me to come and see how things go. I know I'm going to have some kits there, and just some miscellaneous things. The kits are going to be the big thing because that's something that I know I have a lot of those for cash and carry. I will have cards. I will have tons and tons of cards. So stop and see me if you're not doing anything Saturday the 3rd or Saturday the 10th or both. They both should be pretty good. Okay, excuse me. So now we're going to move into, excuse me, the I put it aside. I talked about it and then I put it aside. The framed florets we're going to use next. What we're doing with this, bring my pieces over here. I cut everything ahead of time so that you don't have to sit here watching me cut things. And I wrote the measurements down here just so you would have them. Now, of course, your base is standard size, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Okay, so we're starting with that. You went the basic white base. Then I take a piece of evening evergreen, 4.5 by 3.5. Okay, so it's 4.5 by 3.5. I have 2 of them because I want to make 2 cards right away. Then I cut strips from this gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And wait till you see what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to make it even more Christmassy. Okay, so this is a sheet of this. This is from the Florets, the framed Florets. Now I'm going to take a real red blender pen. And I'm going to color all of these all these berries red. Now, you can get really creative with these if you want to. It depends how much time you have. If you're sitting here doing 50 of these cards at one time, you're not going to take a lot of time to mess with them. But if you're only doing 1 or 2 and you want them to look really pretty, well, then use their blends the way they're supposed to be. So the way they're supposed to be is you're going to start out with your light. Always when you're working with blends, work on a pad, scrap paper. Put a piece of scrap paper underneath your work because it does bleed through and it can make a real mess. So I took the light one and now I'm taking the dark one and I'm just going to shade it a little bit, right? Okay. So I start out with the light. And it was kind of cool because the first one or two that I made of these, I was worried because I had a couple pieces of the strips. These strips are 4¼ by an inch, and I had a couple of them that didn't have any berries on them, and I thought, oh, that's not going to look right. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It just blends right in. It just looks. They look pretty. They really look neat. So this is the light real red. Ah, Connie, thank you. Yes, that white pearlized thing just makes a little bit of difference. And you know what? It's easier than sitting. I mean, the fact that you have to leave it sitting dry is a bit of a pain, but you don't have to mess with like sequins or whatever, gluing them on. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. You could actually just leave these white too and put them on like a white background maybe or something. That would probably be really pretty too. Um, I mean, it's not necessary to paint them red, but since I have holly trees all over the place, so every time I see a berry, it has to be red. It's just a thing with me. Okay, so these I just did with the light red. I didn't do the dark red shading, and I don't think it makes much difference because these already had some shading on them, the berries, and so that comes through when you color them red, and it looks good too that way. Okay, so there I am. I have enough of those. You need 3 strips, 1 by 4¼ You take your 4½ by 3½ green. You take your glue. And just kind of space these, check them out, see how you like them best. Do you like them best upside down, right side out? Um, Start with the first one in the center. And then put the other two on the outside edges with a little bit of a frame around them, like so. And the only thing, I mean, it doesn't really matter which way they're heading, but if you're using this paper, what I would say to do is, oh, look, that looks like I did that on purpose. That really came out nice. It looks like this leaf is a continuation. Um, it, You do want to be careful to make all your leaves pointing in the same direction. Um, Oops, I missed coloring that one. I know, Susie. I told you the last time I talked to you that I really hadn't even opened it yet. Well, once I opened it, that was it. I was a goner. Man, I started using it for anything and everything. I really like it. Stampin' Up did not mess up with that one. I missed another one. Yeah, that one. This one is going to be a big hit. And the paper, that's the only thing is I hope they come out with another paper if they're going to discontinue this one right away because this paper is just so pretty. But I think we'll find out. Okay, so I'm looking at these leaves, see if they have a pattern. Those two look like they go together. Yep. Okay. And these cards are going to have a little bit of sparkle. Um, Carol said to me the one day, she said, I can count on you to have sparkle on your cards. They're either pink or they sparkle, and sometimes they sparkle and they're pink. Carol made me a Halloween card that was pink just to prove that it could be done, right? And it was really cute. It really came out nice. Black spider web on it and stuff. Um, but it had a pink background and it was just really cute. It made me laugh when I opened it and saw that it was pink too, because she's always talking about me doing pink. And I always talk about her doing Halloween. So it was it was cute. So let's see, what am I going to do now? I am just going to glue these on here, and I am going to glue them on um, right on the front, just as they are. I am almost out of glue on this bottle. That's why I keep having to shake it and shimmy it. Okay, I like it that way. There. Okay, now the next part is you take this little inside part of the frame, and I know I have more of these cut somewhere. Okay, well, guess I'm not going to do it right this minute, but I cut I cut these out of the red sparkle paper just to see how that would look. And I am going to stamp that oval. And I know I have more of those ovals, so I'm pulling. Maybe I don't. I have a green evening evergreen. How would that look? I like the weight better. I might have to cut another one out, but for right now, we'll just do one. We'll finish the one and see how it works. So, okay, I'm going to do this one. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to glue the frame down, and then I'm going to stamp this and pop it up on dimensionals out from the frame a little bit. So to glue the frame, it's like it looks like it has holes in it, but it doesn't really seem to have a. Yeah, let's open a new bottle of glue. I can't stand playing with that anymore. Yeah, Susie, I've seen some of the cards you did with this set, and they're very, very nice, very pretty, really glitzy. I saw you did the one you did with you put some gold. That was so pretty. Um, and I think the gold can really offset some of these papers. So pretty. Yeah, I was putting this way. I mean, you can put these either any way you want them to, upright or across or however you want. Um, and the sayings on this set, which I think I already said, has some really cute Christmas sayings. So this one says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas," and I like that one, so that's what I'm going to use. Get out the chamois. I don't know if you could hear that, but my phone was ringing. I turned the ringer off, and so it went to my watch. So my watch was ringing. Oh, crazy. Okay, so then I'm going to put, I don't know if I like the green better or the gold since I have so much glitz on this already. I don't know if the gold is too much. I should just go with the green. But I am going to put a red ribbon on it too. Let me tie the ribbon and take it from there, see what happens. Linda, looks like you're going to get your choice of cards again. You're going to get to pick this one or this one, and you can think about it. No, not upside down. That one, because it's almost dry now, and it looks pretty nice. There's that one, and then there's this one, and this one. That bow is going to go right there. Isn't anybody? Hi, Barb. Isn't anybody watching the World Series? I can't believe everybody's on. It's been kind of crazy. The Eagles are doing well. The Phillies are doing well. Gosh. Okay, and now I lost my tweezers, or I would use them to put these glue dots on. I think I'm going to try using these and see how that works. The one I'm working on now. Okay, you're welcome. Carol, you're watching the Phillies? Oh, Barb. Okay, Barb. Barb lives in New Jersey, so I guess that's or are you just saying what? What are you talking about? It is kind of funny because my husband and I are not sports people. We do not have sports in our blood. It doesn't run in our family. Um, so we pretty much aren't the just aren't really up with stuff. And somebody said something about the World Series, and John said, who's playing?" And they looked at him like he was joking. And I did know who was playing. He said the Phillies. And then I guess to cover it, he said, "Well, I know that, but who are they playing against?" Good save, John, you know? But yeah, we just don't follow that stuff so much. I'm sorry to say. Okay, oops, I got too much glue on that. Excuse me, get me a toothpick. Barb, are you in town these days, or are you on the road? Or are you in a hotel? I think the last time you were on, you were in Maine, I think it was. Your nephew's a Phillies fan. I do have a girlfriend that has been a Phillies fanatic forever. I guess, Linda, you know Connie. Um, Not the Connie that's on line, but another Connie. She is just crazy, has always been a Phillies fan ever since I've known her. And she's, the t-shirts, the hats, the whole works. And oh my gosh, she lives in Shillington. I sent her a text when they got into the series. I said, "Connie, I heard you screaming all the way from Shillington." She said, "I believe it." Okay. Now I could, let's see. Oh, I know what I'm going to add to this. These are some of my favorite things here. Because they're small little red rhinestones. They're small and they're not obnoxious. They're just pretty. I'm just going to put one on. I'm not going to get crazy with it. Just one right there. Local for a while. That's good. That's always nice. It's always nice to be at home for a while. I always appreciated that. Okay. That just needs, I keep using my fingers to sop up this glue I'm getting glue on my fingers. I want to stick this down because I don't want it to ripple off. There, that's good. It should do it. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I'm not going to do this one because I didn't finish that, the oval. I do need to glue something inside. I have it over here somewhere. I have the inside of this one, and I need to make an inside for this one. And I think there we go. May this season be filled with peace and joy. That's what I'm putting inside there. Well, I'm glad you guys like these. They make a very pretty Christmas card. They really do. That I just love the frames and stuff, though. I mean, I'm going to be using that for a lot of stuff. I just know it. And once again, I'm going to do put this thing away. I shouldn't even put it away because I just keep using it over and over and over again. But it's like my favorite thing to put inside the cards is that little and that's nice to put on the outside too on the envelopes. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining me again. It's always nice to hear from you guys. And out of glue in there. I will be on again next Wednesday. And okay, I guess that's about it. Try and find some new things to come up with for next week. Carol, I'll see you Saturday. Everybody else, I'll see you next week. Linda, I'll be sticking this in a thing for John to bring over, to get the mic to bring over. Okay, have a very good evening. And you're welcome, everybody. And I will see you next week. Good night.